Hey, I'm Jessica.
I'm Justin.
And tonight we're going to talk about Paris is Burning.
Yes, Queen.
Yes, boots the house down.
What they told me to say.
It's fun.
Well, welcome back to the Saturday Doobie Feature. I'm your host, Justin.
And I'm Jessica, also your host.
Well, we can both be hosts.
I know.
I'm one of your hosts, Justin. That doesn't sound as good, does it? Right?
We watched Paris is Burning.
Oh, you are sassy. I wonder why.
Because it's one of my favorite movies and I made you watch it.
No, I wonder why we made the movie. I wonder why you're so sassy. But I think after watching this movie, the sass just kind of like rubs off on you, you know?
100%.
Speaking of rubbing off, I think I might
What
hit
was
some of that.
smoking rubbing off?
You know,
that is so gross.
The keef rubbing off onto the bowl. I'm gonna start hitting this lamb's bread. Why don't you tell the people about Paris is Burning and why it's such a classic regarded in the scene?
I would love nothing more.
The stage is yours.
Paris is Burning is one of the best documentaries of all time. It is about the drag renaissance in Harlem. Fucking phenomenal. It's only like less than an hour and a half long, perfectly well edited, shows like so many different diverse queens.
When you hear that it's a movie about drag queens in New York, I know that you kind of think it's like a nostalgia piece of that time. Like 1987, it really shows this like dirty, grimy, cool New York that like you don't get to see. So, you know, don't go into it being like, oh, I don't want to watch the movie about the drag queens.
And don't go into it thinking it's all glitter, because it's all about these people being things they cannot be in real life. So they have all these different themes where it's like butch queen, real queen,
that
like real
part
woman,
was...
and then there's also like school realness.
Oh,
because they can't afford college.
Military
realness because they don't get to be in the military.
No, okay, so I want to talk about this in a second. Let me take this dab. This
yeah,
stuff
I
is
was
from...
talking about it.
No. But I just want to also say all this stuff is from Hyperion Healing, and we want to thank you guys.
Plugs.
It's all wonderful. I have some of the Canade crumble that we have right over here, and we also got the lamb spread over there. Nice sativa, because sativa makes you happy and excited for this. So like you're saying with these like categories, the movie starts and they're basically, sorry, I'm like hovering over this. The categories are really important. Tell them about the MC too, because he's like
the
a
MC
character.
is my favorite character. He's the unsung hero of the film. So there's all these queens dressing up, and then you have this background narrator the whole time, this MC who has the best lines in the entire film that are quoted. I didn't see this movie until like 8 years into watching RuPaul's Drag Race, and I was like, oh, that's what all those quotes are.
Oh, that's what they were adapting.
It's amazing. Like, why are you all gagging so? She brings it to you every ball. Like, as this woman comes out. And it's like, here she is. I want to be brought up on stage by this phrase so badly. She's here. In person. It's my favorite line in the whole movie.
That's what's so... It really, to me, was almost like a Christopher Guest movie in the way that, like... It was like...
it's unreal.
It was like Spinal Tap, and it's unreal in the way that, like... Because it happens in 1987,
Why are you all
and it's
gagging
not...
So? I spill it on myself every time.
Oh, wow. It's not like the... People today, when you watch a documentary or you watch like reality TV, like everyone knows they're being filmed or they know how to act on camera or how they want them to be perceived.
It's so real.
And it's so real, but you also have these authentically over-the-top personalities that are like out of control. So it seems to me like Spinal Tap or like Best in Show or something.
You have these
like
monologues.
it's more unbelievable than those movies.
100%.
But it's all real.
And you have these monologues of like very old drag queens while they're putting on their makeup and like describing, the children.
Why they're there? They're talking about their houses.
Children.
Well, it really gets you into the subculture. Are you high-fiving me?
No,
right
I
now?
was just being
That's
big,
like,
but I will take it.
Take that high. All the houses. There's the House of Hawkins and the House of Ninja, and it's all about talking about like their camaraderie and the familial nature that they have for each other. So I was gonna say earlier, what do you think? Yeah, okay, the Voguing.
And Voguing was nothing.
That's what's so ridiculous about the movie. Because the movie sets it up with all these different segments of the ball. So you're like, okay, like I can get it. There's like a Voguing competition. They do a dance thing. Okay, I get it. Like they dress like the realness category. They're just trying to dress like thugs and stuff to try and be like the least gay that they can possibly portray. Because they want to, it's like part of the theatrics of it. The military, by the time the military category hit, I'm like, okay, this is getting a little bit like unbelievable. I can't really see it. What do you think? But what do you think? Not the categories out of the whole movie. What do you think my favorite part of the whole movie was?
Your favorite part?
Yeah. What do you think?
Oh.
While I hit the dealy, buddy, listen to the music.
I just think about, I'm so narcissistic. I'm just like my favorite line is this and that. Why do I feel like you like the tiny girl, but I always forget her name. She's so funny.
All right, they're all great, but no, my favorite part of the movie is when the guy's explaining how often he steals from Roy Rogers.
Oh yeah, when they're so they put cheese on the meat.
They
it's
put
a fantastic
cheese on
line.
the meat, and then they're like talking to this like Midwestern people, like Roy Rogers.
Yeah.
Being from the East
buffet,
Coast is
right?
like this. It was just this old fast food restaurant where like everything was laid out like
That's the best
cafeteria
part.
style,
Good job.
and they had a fixin' bar too. So it's just like this super nostalgic thing. But the movie's chock full of those like cool 90 or not 90s, because in 87 and 89 it goes to, but like little pieces of New York that you wouldn't remember. And the guy literally says though, he's like, man, Roy Rogers, I hope you never change how you serve food. And if you do, I'm gonna be so sad because, like, seriously, that he's like that's really how I eat. Like that's
that is how
be a
they
big
survive.
thing for him. Like,
and I love how long like they really are respectful of each other, and it's made in a really respectful way. But like they try so hard to walk around the fact that the women are hooking.
well,
You know what I mean? Like it's like, so how do they get their money for these outfits? And they're like,
a lot of them make, they're making them out of like the parachute pants and stuff. You could see,
Yeah.
if the one thing compared to a modern documentary too is like it lacks kind of like that linear through line storyline, but because by the end of it you do learn a lot about these different characters and stuff. Some of it tragic, and you're like maybe it would have had more impact had it been something that was kind of like dispersed through the whole movie. But they really want you to just kind of like get into the spectacle of it at first and get thrown off. Like that MC dude is like the leader of the Warriors or something. He's so funny. He's like I don't think he started in drag. I think he started in like the breakdance community, and then he came over. He's like, listen, I got to do this shit now. But you queens better recognize like we're gonna do this in order.
I like
all
to
right?
think that he was just born introduced.
And
to
even
people.
by the
like,
end,
he came out of the womb like my mother. Like, amazing, made a whole person.
Even by the end, the queens themselves, they're like, yeah, it's boring, but like it's what we do. Like, of course it's boring. It's a competition.
And it's really respectful too in the way of like trans versus drag. Like they don't have the language for it at the time. And there's like
they
whole
all have to band together. I mean, like if you're a gay trans person in New York at that time, you have to just be kind of banded together the same way that like I guess like the punk community was or something like we're all on the same side.
No matter
here.
what like part of the spectrum you're on of like queerness, it's like everyone really bands together and celebrates.
But now it's like genre based. Like you're this kind or you're that kind. Like same thing with music. So people don't associate the same way in these communities, which is kind of sad. It's kind of sad.
But I think that people have been like, it's on Netflix. People are educating themselves. People are seeing love.
I hope we've inspired some people who would not choose to normally watch this movie to do it, because I didn't think that I would enjoy it going into it, and I wanted to watch something different and go on a different path, and here we are. I feel learned
it's so good.
for it. Definitely sad by the end. It definitely has, it's a product of its time.
I mean,
everyone was affected
gay community
the same.
in the late 80s. It's not going to end well. You know?
It's not good. Although the happy ending for me,
Benny Ninja has an amazing ending.
The happy ending for me is that Benny Ninja actually finally gets to go to Japan.
Yeah,
Spoilers. And like that to me was like really awesome. Because like in the movie he's like, my dream would just be to like go Vogue in Japan and like throw it right in their face and be like, deal with it.
And he's not only Voguing in Japan, he's Voguing with like Madonna. And like, he helped Madonna bring that into the world.
And Voguing, you got to see it. It's not. I mean, it's like
contortionist.
It's like you got
dancing.
served. It's crazy. Like it's really like a competition battle.
Yeah, they literally.
It's like a rap battle.
One of my favorite specific like voguing fights is where they're not allowed to touch each other.
Oh,
They'll have like specific rules where they're like fight, but don't touch each other, and they're just like all over each other, like getting as close as they can. It's like really intense.
Very crazy dance-based fighting.
Oh, one of my favorite moments. The first time I watched it, my favorite moment of the movie is when they're doing like business reel.
I still have your Can-Aid dab for you, by the way. I'm sorry.
No, how dare you?
Your business reel? What was the reel?
Oh, I'll do this, and then do we want to build tension?
Yeah, build tension. Or how about this? We both hit the piece as well.
That's so boring for them.
Tension. No, I know. I'm kidding. I was just going to talk about the Dealy Buddy because we got it again. Last week I was saying something about the down. This isn't actually the down stem that comes with the Dealy Buddy. Sorry, Dealy Buddy, but we love it otherwise. Just reminds me of drinking my coffee in the morning. And, otherwise, we have our accoutrement here. Shout out to Sexy Eds. Love you guys.
I probably did that wrong, and I'm going to get yelled at on the internet.
What did you do?
I don't know, but I feel not confident.
Roll it back.
All right, so there's when they're doing business reel, and they all have briefcases, and they're all so serious and trying so hard, and his briefcase just falls. It's like a perfect runway, so committed, and then it's just such a stumble. You get 30 seconds.
They're trying to be like, you know, real models. They go to like real, like the Ford model agency and stuff. That was interesting to watch too. And some of them were legitimately beautiful. I don't think they went in there like under any pretense or something like you would nowadays. Like they were just blending in.
Yeah, it's
nice.
a beautiful film that brings beautiful people together.
Yeah, interesting. I was surprised to find it on Netflix, and I'm happy that it's there.
I am disappointed in myself that I didn't watch it until about a year ago, and that's why I just yell at everyone about it now.
If you have other cool documentaries, this is the first documentary you've actually done in the Doobie Feature.
Oh, I love documentaries.
So if you have other cool documentaries you want to see us do, leave a comment below. I'm just pointing down here because hopefully that's where your screen is, you know, and it's like down there with the comments.
I hope that the thing happened.
Or send us DMs and messages, Just Gentile on Instagram, Justin_Gentile on Twitter.
Mine are both Jessica, 420, bro.
That is one word.
All together. I paused for. There's not hyphenated.
I'm just kidding. It was like
Why are you
hyphenated.
it for that? We love you.
Check it out, guys. We love you. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.